What's up, everybody? Welcome to the weekend. We are now one day away from the 25th anniversary of the Survivor Series, live from Madison Square Garden, New York City, at live on pay-per-view, which yours truly will be in attendance tomorrow night. We have 4 championship matches, a traditional Survivor Series match, and a huge tag team main event with the return of the great one. Yeah, some guy named Dwayne Johnson, but we'll get to him in a minute. But first I want to start off with the United States Championship match, with Dolph Ziggler taking on John Morrison. Now, originally it was going to be Zack Ryder they're building up for against Ziggler. But John Morrison has been on a losing streak the last 3 months, but he did defeat Dolph Ziggler on Raw 2 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden that makes Morrison #1 contender. And last time I checked, wasn't Morrison going to be out the door? And Zack Ryder had his Twitter petition. He had over 15,000 signatures to give him another U.S. title match. What I see going in this matchup is, if they put Zack Ryder in this matchup with Dolph Ziggler and John Morrison, then I believe Zack Ryder will be the United States champion live in his hometown, New York City, even though he's from Long Island, but still. But if they keep it one-on-one, which would be very stupid, I will give it to Dolph Ziggler, because I don't see Morrison winning, because his contract is going to be expiring pretty soon. And I don't know. I just don't see Morrison winning the U.S. title before he leaves. We also have a Divas Lumberjills title match with the champ Beth Phoenix, the Glamazon, taking on Eve Torres. When I first heard this match was going to be a Lumberjills match, I thought, oh god, they're going to give the win to Eve. But I realized, I'm like, wait a minute. Eve may have Kelly and Alicia Fox as her butt buddies, but Beth Phoenix only has Natalya. But I do believe Beth Phoenix will retain her Divas Championship, go on to possibly killing Alicia Fox, and then eventually having a feud with Natalya for the Divas title. So my prediction in the Lumberjills match, the winner will be Beth Phoenix. We move on to the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series matchup with the teams of Team Orton, comprised of War Tag Team Champion Kofi Kingston, Mason Ryan, Sin Cara, the Great White Sheamus, and Captain Randy Orton, taking on Team Barrett, comprised of Hunico, Jack Swagger, Intercontinental Champion Cody Rhodes, United States Champion Dolph Ziggler, and the captain of the team, Wade Barrett. Here are a couple facts about this matchup. Christian was originally supposed to be on Team Barrett, but because of his high ankle sprain injury he suffered last week at the European Tour, Dolph Ziggler is pulling another double duty for a second pay-per-view in a row, as Christian is out. But I do believe Christian will be there in crutches. I'm sure he's going to interfere. Mason Ryan, in my opinion, he does not deserve to be in this matchup. The only reason why Mason Ryan is on Team Orton is because of Evan Bourne's suspension. Had Evan not got himself suspended, it would have been Orton, Sheamus, Sin Cara, and Air Boom, not Mason Ryan in the matchup. But it is what it is. And here's how I see who's going to be eliminated or who will be good. Hiniku will be out because he is at the totem pole. Jack Swagger's a little tricky. He can be a great wrestler when he can be, but he can also be Vicky Guerrero's puppet, and because of that, he will lose. Dolph Ziggler, even though he's wrestling another match, he doesn't have to be in the match completely, but I don't see Dolph Ziggler surviving. Cody Rhodes, I can see staying for a little bit. Wade Barrett as well. Kofi Kingston for a little bit, only to get eliminated. Mason Ryan, I hope he does get himself disqualified or something's got to happen. Sin Cara will probably get eliminated as well. Sheamus and Orton are probably going to stay there for a little bit. I don't know who's going to win this match, to be perfectly honest. When I first heard this match was announced, I immediately thought, oh, Team Barrett's going to win. Because the way they're pushing Wade Barrett and Cody Rhodes, I predict Team Barrett would win. But, because we're going to be at Madison Square Garden tomorrow night, I do predict that Randy Orton and Sheamus will be the sole survivors and give Team Orton the win. Now that brings us to the World Heavyweight Championship match with the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, and the world's largest athlete, The Big Show. Now, their matchup was surprisingly good last month at Vengeance after the superplex that broke the ring. Thanks, guys. But I don't see any superplex happening tomorrow night, as I do think it would be a decent match again, but I will give the nod to Mark Henry to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. But there's also one individual you gotta keep in mind, is the SmackDown Money in the Bank briefcase holder, Bryan Danielson, better known to us as Daniel Bryan. He could possibly cash in because the way they fit him into the feud with Mark Henry and The Big Show, but could he cash it in before WrestleMania like he promised? Absolutely he could. Do I think it'll happen? Probably not. Mark Henry will walk out of the garden as the champ. We are now moving to the WWE Championship with the challenger, CM Punk, versus the champ, Alberto Del Rio. These two have a lot of history in the past, with CM Punk winning the title back at Money in the Bank in his last night with the WWE, as though we all thought, with Del Rio trying to cash it in, and Punk's like, Enziguri kick later, boop, left Chicago with the WWE title, and we all thought he left WWE for good, as I said, only for him to return a week later, but still, it's all good. SummerSlam. CM Punk defeated John Cena to become the undisputed WWE Champion at SummerSlam, even though it wasn't a controversial matter, but to us Cena haters, we don't think it was. After the match, though, Kevin Nash came out of the crowd and decided to powerbomb CM Punk to death, and that brought out Alberto Del Rio to cash in, and with his own enziguri kick becomes WWE Champion. Now, I do believe Del Rio's reign could have been a lot longer had he not lost to John Cena back at Night of Champions. Back at Hell in a Cell, Del Rio did pin CM Punk to become WWE Champion in the Hell in a Cell match. And then, now that brings us within the last 2 weeks, Del Rio has had the upper hand, powerbombing CM Punk through a catering table and trying to injure Punk's arm last week on Raw. Here's what I predict. From what my friends have been saying, they'd be thinking if there's going to be a screw job, possibly a John Laurinaitis interfering. I am sticking to my prediction. I'm standing with my pick. The winner will be new WWE Champion, and his name is CM Punk. I'm sticking to it. If Punk doesn't win the title tomorrow night, yeah, I'll be kind of disappointed, but we all know eventually CM Punk will be WWE Champion. Which now brings us to our main event of the evening. And this is, in my opinion, the second biggest pay-per-view main event of the year, with the return of the great one himself, the most electrifying man in all of entertainment, The Rock, teams up with his WrestleMania 28 opponent, John Cena, to face the awesome team of The Miz and R-Truth, better known as Awesome Truth. Now, as I said in my last video 2 weeks ago, I said that a lot of questions need to be answered for this matchup. Let's start off with one. Could The Miz and R-Truth pull off the biggest upset in their careers? Answer would be yes. Do I think they'll do it? My answer, no. Question 2. Could The Rock and John Cena get along as a tag team for this matchup? Prediction, maybe. My answer, yes. Question 3. Will The Rock show any ring rust at all? The prediction, no. My answer, no. Rock is in the best shape of his life. Question 4. Who will be the winners of the match? My answer will be the team of John Cena and The Rock. Question 5. Now this is where everybody needs to watch. This is very important. The post-match. Will John Cena and The Rock get in a physical confrontation before Survivor Series is over at the Garden? Prediction, yes. My answer, hell yeah. Cena and Rock are going to come to blows tomorrow night, without a shadow of a doubt. Last one. Do you, and I will ask this question until I am blue in the face. Will John Cena turn heel tomorrow night? Most of people's prediction would be yes. My answer, it's 50-50 right now. I would love to see John Cena turn heel, but I don't think it's going to happen at the moment. Although, like I said, I do think Cena and Rock will go at blows and try to build up their matchup for WrestleMania 28 coming up. Miz and Truth, as much as I don't want to say they're afterthoughts, but the way WWE's been building them, they are. But I do think this main event will go over 20 minutes. Like I said, Miz and Truth could pull off an upset, but I don't see it happening personally. But we'll see. Can The Rock and Cena get along? Will CM Punk be WWE Champion? Will any titles change hands? Who will survive tomorrow night? Let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear your opinions. If you have any questions, please post to me on my Facebook at John Fitzmaurice. You could follow me on Twitter if you have to at I'm John Miz. Or you could subscribe to me here on YouTube as T87 Mobile. So I think tomorrow night's Survivor Series show will be great. Live from New York City, the crowd's going to be hot. So until then, everyone, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you all when I see ya. Goodbye.